We begin with breaking news. In the last hour, a federal judge temporarily blocked a Trump administration freeze on federal grants and loans that could total trillions of dollars. Thanks for joining us. I'm Kim Christensen.
And I'm Tom Green. That decision upending for now another big move by President Trump and his America First agenda. Most federal funds were supposed to be paused this afternoon, and that would leave many programs in limbo. Now, with that temporary freeze blocked until at least Monday, here's NBC's Aaron Gilchrist to explain the fallout as it played out today.
With the click of the send button, the Trump administration announcing a pause on federal grants and loans, plunging states and organizations across the country into chaos and confusion. The president's spokesperson, Caroline Leavitt, trying to clear the air in her first White House briefing.
Social Security benefits, Medicare benefits, food stamps, welfare benefits, assistance that is going directly to individuals will not be impacted by this pause.
The Office of Management and Budget's two-page memo halting billions of dollars, including for foreign aid, non-governmental organizations, DEI, woke gender ideology, and the Green New Deal. OMB says it needs to determine the best use of funding. Democrats were quick to call foul.
Just like the January 6th pardons, this decision is lawless, dangerous, destructive, cruel. It's illegal. It's unconstitutional.
The memo also noted an exception for Social Security and Medicare and direct payments to individuals, but doesn't specify what programs that includes. Even Republicans questioned that move.
All I can say right now, I hope it's short-lived. There's no reason for the disruption. This stuff is appropriated by Congress, and it's already been signed into law. So I would say I disagree with it.
The rapid-fire changes coming as immigration raids ramp up, and newly sworn-in Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem gets a first-hand view as President Trump continues to reshape the government to his agenda. In Washington, Aaron Gilchrist, NBC News.
More now on President Trump's emphasis on immigration enforcement. Today, 2 Air Force planes with deportees from the United States arrived in Colombia. According to the Colombian Foreign Ministry, more than 200 Colombian nationals were taken home. One plane departed from San Diego, the other left from El Paso. The Colombian president and President Trump are now going back and forth in threats of tariffs and other sanctions as well.
New video today shows that multiple tents have been set up across the border from El Paso, Texas. Mexico is preparing for promised mass deportations. Along with tents, drone video shows lines of portable toilets and mattresses piled up inside a tent. NBC News is reporting that federal agents plan on conducting a major immigration operation in Aurora as soon as Thursday. This comes along similar operations that happened this week in Chicago and New York City. NBC News has learned that the Trump administration is planning to conduct major immigration raids in 3 cities per week, according to 3 sources familiar with the planning. President Trump focused on Aurora as part of his presidential campaign, saying he would start mass deportations in the city, even naming the project Operation Aurora. We have reached out to the city of Aurora and Aurora police. We haven't heard back.
New at 4, Aurora police do say one of the men caught on video breaking into an apartment complex last year has now been arrested in New York. The video from last August caught national attention. Armed men captured on the video breaking into a unit at the Edge at Lowry Apartments. Today, Aurora police say one of those suspects, identified as Anderson Zambrano Pacheco, was arrested in New York. He was wanted on charges of burglary and menacing related to the break-in. Zambrano Pacheco currently has 3 open cases in Colorado. Coming up later this hour, we'll have more on ICE activity in Colorado after an arrest this morning in Loveland and the local impact by the attempt of the Trump administration to try to pause federal funding. Again, that now itself has been put on hold.
A high school basketball coach in Aurora is now suspended indefinitely. He's accused of anti-Semitic actions during a game against Denver Academy of Torah, primarily Jewish school. 9 News reporter Ria Jean spoke with school leadership at Lotus School of Excellence, who said the coach brought out a Palestinian flag during the game.
We knew it was going to be a good game.
A good game. Athletic Director Deion Jackson said that was the expectation when the Lotus School for Excellence high school basketball team faced off against Denver Academy of Torah.
So you can see when that flag goes up.
But the Lotus basketball coach had a different idea in mind.
This is the first time I've seen it hung up in that way.
At the start of the game, he hung up a Palestinian flag, something he's never done before. Brandon Ratner with Jewish Colorado questioned why there, why then?
Here's someone that you had who is a role model for different students and is using this moment just being close to Jewish students to make a geopolitical point, which is not the point of a basketball game.
The game finishes and coach reaches for the flag again.
He grabs his flag and puts it around his neck, and we saw the intent at that point.
The coach was suspended indefinitely for his actions. Principal Ermic Backett says that's not what they stand for.
It has nothing to do with Lotus. It doesn't represent us. And we are, again, all about respect, diversity. That's what we celebrate. That's what we take pride in.
For this to happen on our watch, we had to do something because Lotus is not that way. We don't act in that way.
Halfway through the game, a parent from the other team did put up a shirt on Denver Academy of Torah's side that said, "We stand with Israel," but those were not actions on behalf of the school. Lotus School for Excellence released a statement saying, in part, they do not tolerate any form of anti-Semitism and are taking steps to make sure incidents like this do not occur in the future. Riyad Shah, 9 News.
Yeah, so tough when, as they said, they were looking forward to a really good basketball game. And then the names of both schools get caught up in this, and we're really not focusing on the kids and everything that matters.
Right. Should be about basketball.
Yep. Thanks, Rhea.
Let's take a look outside right now. More warm temperatures today. Snow melting all across the state. Take a look in Greeley. Yeah, you can still see some of the snow sticking around. Another day of melting is coming before our next storm visit. So let's find out all of that. Kathy Sabin, our Chief Impact Meteorologist. Hi, Kathy.
Hi, guys. The end of January. Beautiful weather conditions. 51 degrees yesterday, 48 today. Blue skies, light winds, wonderful. But there is a storm that's approaching southwestern Colorado that may have an impact on your Wednesday night or Thursday morning plans. Right now, it's forecast to slide across southern Colorado. But if the models take it further north, Denver has a chance of seeing a little bit of light snow. It's not an overly cold storm, so this above average temperature trend is expected to continue this week and right into the weekend. As a matter of fact, 44 currently in Denver, 50 in Lyman, 59 in Ray this hour. Winds have been fairly light and primarily out of the south and southwest. We're watching the southwest as that California low pressure system is now on the move, sliding east toward Colorado. Forecast to go into northern New Mexico. The flow around it is counterclockwise, so we'll start to see some really good snow banding in the central and southern mountains with a winter weather advisory that now goes out Wednesday morning. These areas in blue, the San Juan, the Lago Rita range, could see up to a foot of snow by Thursday night. Our temperature trend, lovely, mid-40s now. Temps come down with the setting sun, as you might imagine, and your weather headlines include that southern storm we're tracking, the above average temperature trend and how long that will last, and who isn't loving this mild, dry weather. Will this pattern continue into February, which is just a few days away? We'll talk about that coming up.
RTD is continuing to make changes to try and improve safety on buses and trains. Today, the agency announced it's adding a team of detectives to investigate crimes. Currently, transit officers respond to calls at RTD stations and on buses and trains, but those investigations are handed off to the police department where a crime occurred. Moving forward, though, RTD detectives will investigate those crimes themselves. They say it'll allow them to prosecute more crimes and make transit properties safer.
My goal for the detective unit is by the end of the second quarter of 2025 to be fully functioning. So that same exact crime that happens on our property, our jurisdiction, we take it, we have ownership of that, we do the prosecution of that crime.
That bureau officially launched earlier this month. They already have 3 detectives and it's up and running, and they plan to add 2 more later this year.
The Denver Broncos have found quite a way to give back to the community in a way to try to help grow high school football in Colorado. The team partnering with KUSA and the helmet maker Riddell to buy more than 15,000 football helmets. That's enough for every single high school tackle football player in the state, some 277 schools in all. Our Broncos insider Mike Kliss says it's one of the largest investments in high school football of any kind in the United States. These new helmets are going to be phased in over the next 4 years, and Kliss says that's about a $12 million investment.
And these are the really good ones that protect you more.
So this is the new helmet. Riddell's been in the helmet business
Yeah.
for a long time, and their improvements and everyone's improvement in the helmet. This is the Riddell Axiom Smart helmet. It retails for, $700-800.
Yeah, not
so
cheap.
Each one of them are pricey, and you think of how many people maybe couldn't afford to get the best helmet to go play football at some level. these high school football players in Colorado will get the good stuff.
You know, I think that's a parent's concern anyway, because oftentimes they pass them down from year to year.
Yeah.
You're wondering, like, what year did they get this helmet?
Which
many
player had it?
Yes, how many
Some
hits
players
have, you know, happened in this
have
one?
a lot of impact. Well, we'll follow up on that, learn more about it, and we'll start to see those helmets this year, probably out on the football fields of Colorado.